Welcome back to another video. Today I don't really feel like playing on any of the maps that I have set up, and I'm not going to start another one. Not that I don't feel like playing on them, not that I don't want to play on them. I'd rather play on this map here. This is a map that my friend and I play multiplayer on. The multiplayer map that I have, and I got some wood that I wanted to load. I got it stacked up. But before I get to that, I just wanted to show off this truck here. This is a new mod that came out of the TLX Phoenix. It's a new truck mod that you can get from Mod Hub. But I'm sure most people know that any of the FDR equipment you can only use the FDR truck with. Well, I've been spending the last couple days trying to get it figured out here. As I talk through the startup, it's a pretty cool sounding truck. A couple different options for it, the way you can make it sound. But so I've been messing around trying to get it so that you can pull the FDR stuff, and I finally think I've got to a place where it's capable of pulling the FDR trailers around. Couldn't remember which way it was here. You can see I'm actually able to go pretty fast here. One thing I've noticed in this game is with the trucks, you don't want to go fast anyway because then stuff starts to flip over. We'll see when we get up to the top here and we got to turn around. There is a couple problems with this truck, and I actually think it's more of the truck itself versus not working with the FDR trailer. But it's a much cooler truck than the FDR one. So I gotta get turned around here before I start loading this wood on. Now one problem with multiplayer is the FDR processor heads don't work at all for some reason. And I'm sure they'll be fixed at some point here. But I have that's what that base game excavator is for over there. If you're ever playing multiplayer, you might as well just use a Volvo excavator and download there's an excavator attachment pack. Spinning here. I don't know why. Probably because I'm backing into the skidder. One problem with where I'm set up here, there's not really a good place to turn trucks around. Eventually I'll be able to, I guess what I should do is finish cutting up, because this is just a loop you can see on the map. I'm just looking right at a loop. It goes up and around. Maybe I can cut a road up, that way I have a spot to turn the trucks around. So anyway, I was trying to say if you download that, there's an excavator mod pack, and if you download it, it comes with different tool attachments. Now the problem with the base game harvesters, I'm sure most people know, is that once you get the wood in the head, you can't rotate it. I'll just jump in here real quick and show you. Once you get onto a tree, this is the fixed head model. You can actually rotate the logs, and this one doesn't glitch out. The only problem is if you like cutting 7-meter logs, it doesn't do 7-meter. I like the 6-meter logs myself, so it's not a problem for me, but it actually works. So I guess we'll actually get to the logging part here. Get this trailer loaded up. There's a couple piles here. I was working on cutting this hillside down. Now the friend I play with, he just has a controller. He doesn't have joysticks, so he generally runs the skidder, although he is pretty good at using the controller controls. He's got all the FDR equipment mapped just like the base game crane machinery, I guess. anything that's got a boom or grapple on. That's how he's got it set up. See if I can get a decent load here. But anyway, this is what I've been playing on recently, the map I've been playing on, so I kind of wanted to get this all loaded up. I didn't want to sit down and play on one of my other maps because I already had this project going. Open, I can get rid of that, get that one tree to drop there. Oh. More than one dropped. There we go. It's a problem with grabbing too much. They start falling out on you. So I spent some time anyway modifying settings, changing it. And it took me a while to figure out how to do it. It's really not bad if you if anybody has any interest in it. It's you can pretty much anybody can do it. I think you just gotta have a little bit of patience and keep testing things. I thought about trying to make a video explaining how I did it. It's not, I don't think I'd be good at explaining it in a way that would make sense to people. But I'll pretty much explain what I did right now. So when you play this game, first thing, and I bet you a lot of people, if you haven't turned development controls on for yourself, you probably aren't going to be able to do this, but these are the development controls here. And pretty much that you just need to know how to use the development controls, and reload a vehicle. And it took me a while. The reason it took me so long to figure out how to make the mods was because I thought that all the mods had to be in zip folders. And turns out it doesn't have to be in a zip folder. If it's in a zip folder, you can't edit the files. But if it's just a regular folder, you can edit the files while you're playing the game. You edit the file while you're playing the game, change the settings you want, and then you can, with the development controls, you can reload the vehicle and see your results right away. So if you change a setting, you get instant results. You don't have to keep quitting the game, changing one setting, coming back and hoping you got it. So I don't know if that kind of gave a little bit insight onto what I did to make it work, but there are a lot of people who are familiar with modding in this game, and I'm not one of them. So it took me a while to figure out, I guess. But I think it's worth it because that truck there looks a lot cooler than the Mac that comes with the FDR mods. Now I got a big pile here, and actually I should probably set up do like I was doing in the in one of my other maps, just kind of stacking the logs somewhere else off site, because I've heard that playing on multiplayer, the log physics are dumbed down. And I don't have any issue at all playing multiplayer here. The only issue that I have is that the FDR equipment doesn't work, or the FDR processor heads don't work. That's the only issue that I have with playing on multiplayer. Everything else works perfectly fine. Let's see, that's kind of annoying me that it's there's must be a log that slipped out of the trailer. Yeah, let's run around and see. Nope. Nope. See if I can straighten that out. Oh. now we're getting into dangerous territory here. It's those logs are just about out of the bunks. If they weren't out of the bunks, I'm gonna make it. Yeah, see. It's hard to have depth perception in a situation like that. Anyway, so I was trying to say the log physics I've heard are dumbed down in this. And I don't know if it's true or not, but I'd be curious to find out. So if I stack all these logs in a place off-site, I can go back and do like I was saying before, do some experimenting. Now, I'm not sure either what's happening with my YouTube algorithm here. I thought I was doing pretty well with my videos. I know I have quite a few people that enjoy watching them, but I'd like for more people to see them. And I thought for sure the last video I uploaded had a good thumbnail on it and was definitely going to get some people to watch it, but my algorithm seems to be messed up. I'm not in people's algorithm, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, why I'm not there. It's like I feel like I get these times where YouTube puts me in people's algorithm. I'll get a lot of views, gain some subscribers, and then they'll put a test on me where they won't put me in people's algorithms for a while and see if I'm still gonna make videos. And if I keep just going consistently, then I'll end up back in it somehow or another. How it works is beyond me. I don't think anybody knows. But I just like to know what I was doing wrong. If I am doing anything wrong. Making these videos. Only thing I try to do is make a video that I think I would be interested in watching myself. Just about got this loaded up. Ooh, about flip myself over too. Probably be our last grapple load here. Flip that log over. That one log looks like it's about to fall off. I should get in my truck there and fix it before it does. So it looks like we'll probably have one more load between that pile and this pile. We'll come back for one more. Now this truck specifically, this TLX Phoenix, doesn't like trailers. You can see how tippy the trailer is. And I think it's because of how I got these oversized tires on it. If you're not familiar with the mod, I guess I'll show you that it's got a bunch of different options for it. So it's got small tires, and I mean there's a million and one different options. But it's got different rims, and you can see how these ones here lift the truck way up. And I think that's why the trailer doesn't attach great to this truck. I still got some work to do to it, to fixing the mod, because right now I only have it set up to work with these BKT tires. These are the only tires that work on it. You can see the logs jumping around because we're on a multiplayer server, but we're actually going pretty fast. $50 miles an hour. Just gotta be careful because it happens all the time in this game where you get going 50 and for whatever reason you hit a bump weird and ooh, just like that the truck shoots in an odd direction that you're not prepared for. It's funny how that trail is just rocking back and forth. Slow down here and it fixes itself. So what I think I'm gonna do is stack all the logs somewhere over in this area here. I just gotta buy another log loader to unload these things. Let's see, which one do I want to go with? I haven't bought a Tiger Cat one in a while. I don't seem to find much difference in them. At least I haven't noticed any. Let's see. Probably gonna give this the old super strength to get it over there. I think it's slightly faster than driving it. Drives pretty slow. Get my character in a full out sprint. Looks like I still gotta unstrap my load. I do have another truck that I modified too. That's not lifted up so high that the trailer, I think, rides better on. I might switch to that one here eventually, but I just really like the way this truck here looks, so. Get our pile here loaded down. Unloaded, whatever you want to say. You want to speak proper English. I do have that trouble occasionally here. Saying things that are not proper English. It's only because I'm talking to myself and trying to come up with things to say, and it ends up being kind of gibberish. I'm curious if having a lot of logs on the ground like this will put lag on the server. I don't see any reason why it should. These things here, once you get away from them, they should be like saved, but like saved as in like that's the location of this log. But it shouldn't have to be loading the log unless you get within whatever, 15 feet or something. Trying to see if I can straighten this one guy here up. Get more in line with the rest of my pile. This game is it's really frustrating that that it's not like really accurate. But the more I play it, the better I get at the game, and the less aggravating it is. The more accurate it feels, I guess. It's very tough to do a lot of things with the depth perception, because in real life you would be able to see things a little bit better. But that solves a lot of the really frustrating mistakes. Plus, I guess the other thing too is these logs not rolling into the grapple properly, because they're either too sticky or slippery or falling out or whatever. But I've heard a lot of people, there's some people that make good points, and it's that even in real life, the logs are never the same. It's not like a set style of log that you're moving. Some logs are slippery when they don't have the bark on. Could be the middle of winter, could be covered in ice, whatever. And some of them are slippery. So to have a perfectly accurate game would mean you'd have some of that. So I can see it. I can see it both ways. I think there are things that need to be fixed, but it's not as big of a deal as I used to think it was. Once you get better at the game, it's not so bad. Oops. Let's head back up to the top of the hill. See how the trailer's tipping over like that? That's something that doesn't happen with the other truck. I think it's only because this one's lifted up so high. The big tires. Oops. My controller here stopped working. There we go. Weird. Had to unplug it and plug it back in. This truck here, in this configuration or whatever, with a big engine in it, for some reason, it's pulling to the right also. I don't know if it's a trailer that's making me pull to the right. Maybe I don't have the values equal. I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, that's right. This truck here in this configuration has a CVT transmission, so it doesn't have gears, so it makes it much better. The other truck I modified to work with the FDR equipment, I couldn't figure out how to get it to actually start in first gear. After I gave it enough power, the truck kept starting, and it was a 12-speed transmission, and it kept starting in 10th or 11th gear for some reason. I couldn't figure out how to change it. I wanted it to actually go through some gears, but might need to add a little bit of grip to this truck. I feel like I'm slipping here. for no reason. This truck is really absurdly long. I'll probably have to pull ahead once I get this pile here loaded up. Can I reach these? Not easily. Come on, you stupid log. Something like that I don't have any experience with in running equipment in real life, so equipment like this anyway. I'd like to think that that log wouldn't have had that much airspace where it could just freely slide around, but it's possible. That's what's stuff like that's frustrating though. Gotta put some space between me and the pile here. I can't quite tell what's going on. That was a good shot. I was afraid that was gonna happen, but then I started moving and everything was fine, so. Come on. Trying to get these logs kind of squared up a little bit. There's that one. These two here just cause me problem. Whoops, I didn't mean to grab the whole pile, but there's that one, that third one there. That's causing me problems too. I just wanted these two on the edge. I wanted to slide them forwards and kind of reposition them because they were falling out on me. Not an ideal load, but not a terrible one. That was a good grab right there. When I play games like this, it's I say I play games like this, but I guess realistically it's more like when I do repetitive tasks like this, like whether it's working or playing this video game. Trying to grab those 3 logs, they didn't seem like they were picking up. I seem to like I wouldn't say I come on. See, I thought that log had more room, but I guarantee everybody watching, you'd see that that was a mistake trying to slide that log there. So what I was trying to say is when I'm doing repetitive tasks, I tend to find things like think of ways that I can do things just to make it easier on myself. I don't just keep doing things the same way over and over and over again. I'm constantly thinking in my head, how can I do this differently to make it easier? I finally figured out how to process trees. I mean, I've watched several processors run, but it's like you watch what they're doing, and it's not always obvious what they're doing exactly that's making things go smoothly. And I finally figured out how to process these trees and deal with the scrap pieces without making a mess for myself. Maybe I can. I'll probably go over that in my next video where I'm processing a pile of trees that I finally figured out how to process trees. Pull that truck up so I can load the back of it. We'll get this loaded up and we'll call the video here. This is not much faster, I guess, than the 20-minute log loading video, but I have done a lot of other things. Showing off the new mod a little bit. We unloaded a trailer too, so I guess we're doing quite a bit better than that. If all the grabs that I had could go like that one, I'd have the trailer loaded in 2 seconds. Oh, thought I had them all there. This back bunk will be loaded a little heavier, but that's okay. There we go. Yeah, I'll just show this little area here. I go into some flyover video. I wanted to clear out this hillside area. Seemed like it was a pretty good, little bit of a steeper slope than I would have liked. I actually think I should have gone down this way. That's more the slope I was looking for, kind of a gradual thing, but this will be cool. Just a cool area, different one to work. If you're ever playing on one of these maps and you can never figure out where to start, you just got to start cutting trees, because once you start getting an area like this opened up, it's a lot better. Like, oh, this is where I'm working. When you don't have a good starting area, though, I mean, I when I first started playing this map, I didn't know where to start, because you get these dirt roads here. It's like, well, you can't use these like a logging trail, like one that a machine was going down, because there's no trees on the sides of it to grab. Not like I mean, it's like a logging road. You come out and you have your different cut lot or whatever, but I like it much better where you pull off the side of the road and you just start cutting like this. Kind of creates a cooler environment, I feel like. But that's it for this video. I hope you like the new truck here. I think it's a lot cooler than the other ones, so I'll see if I can get a good clickbaity thumbnail to, not even clickbait, because that's the truck I'm using, but just something that makes it look good. Something that people might want to click on. I'm going to do that. Then I'm done for the night, so Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.